I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that this was on Amazon Prime, I got way too excited about it. What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of the rest of Deconstruction here, and I'm bringing you my super late review for The Toxic Avenger. The Toxic Avenger came out in 1986, and it's from Lloyd Kaufman and Troma Films. And if you know anything about film, and you're familiar with Troma Film and Lloyd Kaufman, then you already know what to expect. This is a super low budget B movie that's part comedy, part horror, I guess. And it's just simply amazing. The acting is over the top, scenery chewing. There are parts of this film that are just so cheesy, and the dialogue or the way that a scene is presented, it's so outrageous that you can't help but to laugh. And that's one of the things that I love about this film. It's not a technically good film, but it's so enjoyable just because it has so much charm, and it's so cheesy, and it's so corny, and just over the top, and it's extra as hell for no reason. But I remember catching this when I was younger on TV. Granted, this came out in 1986. I wasn't born in 1986. But when I was younger, this came on, for my Chicago people, this came on Channel 26, The U. Saturday mornings, or not even just mornings, just Saturdays in general. Sven Gulli, who is this well-known Chicago character, like TV personality, he used to have a show that ran. He used to have like a block on the U back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and I'm sure that there's still stuff that comes on the U, but I don't currently live in Chicago, obviously, so I'm not entirely sure. But I caught it on one of his, his movie blocks one day, and I just love the idea of the movie, and I love what I saw. It was so over the top, and it was campy, and it's just so great. And one of the things that I remember about the film is Gary Schneider. I don't know if he's related to Rob in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. When I looked it up to try to find out, there was very little information I could find on the actor. But Gary Schneider is so over the top as Bozo that it's hilarious. He always has this, like, his neck is really, he's always kind of activating the muscles in his neck and straining really hard and talking really intensely, and it's so hilarious, especially when he gets to talking about Melvin, who becomes Toxic Avenger. The way that he does stuff, he's like, he's stressing me out, and it's just, oh my god, it's just so great. Why are you that intense, man? Why? What's the point? But The Toxic Avenger is a film about like a nerdy janitor. I don't know why I was forgetting the word. A nerdy, dorky janitor at a local health club in Tromaville who gets a prank played on him by like the jocks and assholes and everything else, the pretty girls, the mean girls, whatever you want to call them. And he ends up jumping out of a window and landing in a barrel of radioactive toxic waste. And it mutates him into this hideous monster with superpowers. He's bulletproof. He has, his powers do kind of, what he can do kind of ranges throughout the movie, because at one point he punches people and he knocks a person's nose into their face, but then other times later on in the same scene he will punch somebody and you would expect his hand to go through them or something of that nature, and it doesn't. And I don't know, I was just a little kind of confused on what he could do with it exactly. But anyway, Melvin gets mutated into this hideous monster who then goes on a rampage. thanks Sterling, of the city, cleaning it up of its crime and evil. And again, like I said, this movie is just so entertaining. If you're into the schlocky B movie from the 80s, that's super low budget, and if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Then this is going to be your type of film. It has, again, over-the-top acting in it. It has titties in it. I mean, it's a Trauma Films movie, and it's a B movie from the 80s. So, of course, it's going to have some nudity in it. And, guys, I just can't say enough about this film. I will say one of the things that I do also remember as well is that Andrea, it's like Andre but 2 E's, so I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce her first name. I'm just going to say Andre. Andre sounds correct. Andre Miranda, who plays Sarah, Toxies, which is a name that he's given later on in the film franchise. Yes, this is a film franchise. It has like 4 movies. She plays Toxie's blind girlfriend, Sarah, who's a girl that he saves at one point in the film from like a fast food restaurant that gets held up. And Dree Miranda is so gorgeous in this film. And I don't know what it is about her performance as Sarah being blind. She just has those little twitches, those head movements where, I don't know, I just liked her performance, and she's still over the top as hell. And then I like Cindy Mannion, whatever. Cindy Mannion, who plays Julie. I think both of them are really, really gorgeous. And she just had this very particular look and this thing that she does with like her mouth and her teeth. And it's just, I don't know. It's just funny. But they're both really, really cute. So that's one thing that I remember from watching this film when I was younger. And it's been years since I've watched this movie. But yeah, guys, there isn't really a whole lot to say. Again, the story, technically speaking, this isn't a good film. But it's so bad it's good. And it's a cult classic for a reason, because of its charm. The story, they have like little stuff in the film. Like the police chief is apparently a Nazi. He has a very noticeable German accent. He does like the salute, and then he says my Freund, whatever the word is that they used to call Hitler. It's just hilarious. It's just so much random shit. Watch the movie. Again, know what you're getting into. It's a B movie from the 80s that apparently, according to Wikipedia, from what I looked up before I started the video, the budget was $500,000. If you're familiar at all with movie budgets, that's probably one of the lowest budgets that you can get from, if you're not an independent filmmaker. If you're an independent filmmaker, then $500,000 is a lot. But if you're a movie studio, a $500,000 budget is insane. I don't think any movie today will be able to be made with a $500,000 budget. I think you're gonna find some entertainment in it, just because it's over the top. And Melvin is played very dorkily and geeky, and he has this stupid look on his face all the time. And then he has a very distinct, hi, Julie. He's very typical dorky kid in an 80s movie, right? After he turns into the Toxic Avenger, bruh, this dude sounds like a news anchor. That's the best way that I can put it. He sounds like a news anchor. And just the picture of Toxie with the voice that you hear when he actually starts talking, because when he first kind of shows up, he just growls a lot. But then he starts talking, and then you're just looking at the screen. Wait, what? So yeah, check the movie out, guys. It's on Amazon Prime. That's really all I can say. So as always, guys, I appreciate the support, whether it's 1, 5, 10, or 100 views. Check out all of the other Super Late reviews that I've been posting. Check out my review series of The Twilight Zone. And check out the film, guys. Again, it's cheesy and it's just so bad it's good. That's my review for Toxic Avenger. I'll catch up with you guys later.